WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something fairly rare, fairly exotic, a single cask from Duncan. This is Highland Park. This is 13 years old. This was distilled on November 2007 and now bottled in November of 2020. Look at that color. Isn't that beautiful? That is oak. I guess that's bourbon casks that have been now used to finish this wonderful, wonderful whiskey here. So cask number, hold your horses, 501712410. So you can see it here. All the information is here on the label. Look at that number there. I have bottle number 303 of 315. Bottles 315? It should be only 312. I can't read. And 54.3% ABV. I paid basically 96 euros for this bottle. So, yeah. So this is the dimensions. This is Duncan Taylor. Reading from the back of the box, just very, very briefly. It says here, bottled from single cask at cask strength, these unique whiskeys are statements to diversity and influence of individual casks, offering unrepeatable expressions from both renowned and less known distilleries, neither chill filtered nor artificially colored. Only the finest whiskeys are selected for inclusion in the Dimensions collection, ensuring each release delivers the multi-dimensional character of the distillery, true to our ethos, whiskey without compromise. Ooh. Now, I was a very, very, very big fan of Dimensions. I did a blind tasting. 6 of the whiskeys were all, the Bruichladdich was too teuer and a little bit not what I wanted, but the other 5 were fantastic. I was blown away. And so I bought another 6 bottles from Dimensions, and I was not blown away. I was very, very much disappointed. Now, what I'm looking for in life is I'm looking for a guarantee for good tasting whiskeys. Now, it wasn't just me that was blown away. There was 23 other people that did the tasting with me. They were also more than disappointed. So it wasn't just my personal opinion. At least 23 other people who got tasting sets. I shared the bottle with them. We did the tasting online. In German, they were just as disappointed as I was, maybe even more. And so I was... And right before that, I actually bought these 2 bottles. Those are both of them Highland Parks. This is the 16-year-old from Cherry. This is the 13-year-old from Oak. And in my next video, I'll compare the 2 directly. So let's see here. I have my comparison whiskey, and it is Highland Park 18. Now, this is only 43%. Yes, I know. I'm going to get rid of this for the moment. And I have a little bit left here from my my German video, but here I'm going to pour a little bit more in here. So this is 18 years old. Over here, about 115 euros at the moment. This is 96 euros, 13 years, and 43%, 54.3. So maybe this is better. Both of these are natural color. Highland Park, always natural color. This has some sherry in there, yay. And it also has the bourbon. And this is just one single cask, which shows the dimensions, the multi-layeredness of a whiskey. All right, on the nose. I would not pick this out to be a perfectly a good expression of a Highland Park. I don't get the heather as I normally would. I found out 2 interesting things while researching for this video. Almost every video I research a little bit. Sometimes I research more, sometimes I research less. And according to this wonderful book here, the Malt Whiskey Yearbook, which is my Bible at the moment here for whiskey from Scotland, I always knew Highland Park actually malted themselves. What I did not know is they have 5 malting floors where they can do about 36 tons of malt. And what they do is that's about every time they malt is 36 tons. Is what they can do is they can actually put that between 30 and 40 ppm. And so they actually do the malting and also the peating of that whiskey themselves. The other 70% that they get is, which I did not know, unpeated. So what they do is they have the 30% basically of peated malt. They add it together with the 70% unpeated malt, and then they distill. I did not know that. So, hey, I'm learning. And the second thing I did not know in the year 1999 that Highland Park was bought by Edlington and, I'm going to really, really emphasize the word and, William Grant and Sons. I did not know. And now my problem is, and hopefully someone out there is much smarter than I am, and I could not find anything online that said William and Grant and Son ever got out of Highland Park. All I found was they still own a 30% share of Highland Park. Now, whenever you read, it's like, oh yes, Highland Park belongs to Edlington Group, just like Macallan does. Well, yes, of course, 70% maturity owner, so there might be actually a silent partner there. I don't know. And that's my question for all the smarter people out there, is the group William Grant and Sons, they now own Tullamadu and many, many other things as well. Are they still involved in the Highland Park Distillery? Do they have partial ownership? I would like to know. If you know, please write in the comments or send me an email at whiskyjason@gmail.com. Thank you. So, good, enough time in the glass. What I'm getting is more of a pear, like a William Christensen pear. Yes, there's a nice, nice sweetness of the peat down below. There's a little bit of vanilla. There's a tiny little bit of barrel char as well. Now, if I go over to the 18-year-old, that sweetness turns into honey, almost honeysuckle. That sherry is much more evident. There's a woodiness that's not actually here comparatively. And that honey. And the peat is a little less evident here, maybe dissipated after the 18s compared to the 13 years here. So it's always the question, why did Highland Park get rid of this cask? Was it part of a fair trade at the very beginning that Duncan Taylor said, hey, I'm going to take this year 100 casks off your hand, just give them to me, 50 are going to be bourbon, 50 are going to be sherry, here's your money, boom, instant cash? Or were these things that were actually in the warehouse for 10 years, and then someone went through there and was like, oh, that doesn't belong to the Highland Park profile, let's get rid of it. Both happen. And I don't know which ones happen more at Highland Park. Is it instant cash at the very beginning? You fill them up, put them on the truck and get rid of them? Or do you actually go in the warehouse, let them mature, and then sort them out? Nice. Mm-hmm. Now, the 54.3% is for me. I'm a wimp. Too much. There's just too much alcohol. It just destroys the entire flavor experience. I basically get, oh, nice, and then hot, 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 hot. Oh, now it settles back down and it's, oh, this is nice. I get the moment, which I want. That's very, very good. So what do you do with it if it's too hot? You put water in it. You dilute it down to what you like. Someone diluted it down to 43%. They said that's the place it should be, not 46, not 48, not 49 point whatever. They said 43 is the place to be. Maybe because of regulations, South Africa, I don't know. 40% whiskey is not allowed in South Africa. It has to be 43%. Australia, I think, is 37% minimum. Of course, USA and Europe, it's 40%. So that's one of the main reasons why USA got a lot of 43% whiskey in the past, is because they had to use those 750 ml bottles. In South Africa and America, now we have 700 ml bottles. So you're going to see a lot more of the 40% stuff coming over. Yay! So getting back to this, I diluted it down to like 48%. That's my sweet spot often. Oh, nice. A little bit more of the heather peat here. Very nice. Crisp, clean oak. Towards the end, a little bit too much oak, a little bit of tannins there that don't necessarily match with everything else. The peat turns into a tiny little bit of a bitter type of lemon peel. But other than that, it's a very, very nice whiskey. I like it. B plus, no, the opposite, B minus C plus plus. Yes, I'm sorry for exciting people out there. So it's a B minus C plus plus. Now, going over here to the Highland Park 18. Cheers, the comparison whiskey. I prefer it. Why? Well, first of all, it doesn't try to kill me with the 54.3%. Ah, that was a joke. No, really, that has much more of a honey moment. It's sweeter. That sherry combined with the bourbon is just a beautiful, beautiful moment. The smoke is a little bit less. The peatiness, the heather peat is a little bit less than here. It's got the right amount of bite at the end. I think this has been masterfully created. I really, really like this. Yes, I'm going to put down about 10 euros, about 20 euros more on the table for this. 115 versus 95, 96 euros, but still, I would prefer to have this bottle rather than a single edition. You never know with the single edition, but hey. All right, so that's my personal opinion here. Is this a bad whiskey? No. For a B minus C++, actually a very good whiskey. Here you have more consistency because, of course, this will be basically the same. Yeah, the same over years. So you buy this in 2021, and you buy this in 2018, you buy this in 2023, it's probably going to be the same. Now, there is a so-called flavor shift over decades. You buy a bottle from 1960, it's going to taste different than today. You buy a bottle from 1980s, it'll probably taste different for today. Even a bottle from 2020 or 2001 might taste a little bit different. But within a couple years of each other, they're going to be very, very, very similar. Over decades, flavor shift. Here you have a one-time experience. You have one of the 312 bottles. I don't even know if they're going to make it to the States. Maybe this might always just be a European exclusive. Even in German shops, this is fairly difficult to get. Only a few have them. And so you have to actually look for this bottle. If you're a big, big fan of Highland Park, and especially Highland Park at cask strength, this is actually something I would recommend to you if you want to do it. There was something called the Highland Park 17, the light and the dark. The light was the oak and the dark was the sherry. And so you would have a 16-year-old sherry and a 13-year-old oak to compare it to each other. It's cheaper than going out there and buying the original bottles. So sometimes, not always, sometimes independent bottlers can still be cheaper. All right, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell others. Share this video maybe. Go on to, I don't know, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever you have out there, Instagram. Share the video so other people can see about what's this crazy guy doing over in Europe, showing you bottles you might not ever see. Great concept. All the best. Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.